what you're going to get when you come in here. Take care of your body because it is the only place you have to live. Jim Rowe. And that's how we're going to start this conversation today.
Thank you for being.
Who don't know, what is emotional intelligence? Take us through a little bit about it.
Oh my goodness, it is the ability to be able to use, manage, understand your emotions in a healthy manner.
There I was, an upcoming HR professional. I was flying high, scoring. I was even deemed the best HR of the year.
Guys, I'm so happy you are here. We addressed some hard things.
Like I said, good morning, beautiful people. You are in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right person. Did you know you were going to get that voice this morning? I didn't even know it. So I was telling the guests, you guys know her. So before we even bring the amazing, wonderful Tina Wilson up here, I wanted to mention that the conversation today is, as usual, hot. And it's important and you need to know it. So empowering health, navigating women's unique wellness challenges. Yes. Did you guys know that the number one, numero uno problem as it relates to wellness for women is heart disease? I learned that this morning. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'll just bring Tina up. She can do her, Tina is, let me do a little, Tina, I'm going to say a little bit, just I act like I know. Author, motivational speaker, life, health, and business coach. Tina has been here on A Glimpse of Growth, which was once Post Check Before, now A Glimpse of Growth podcast. Now she is here with us again to drop some gems and to share her lovely vibe with us. So Tina, welcome back.
Hey girl, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? So Gail, did you know this is my very first time with you? I've never been on your show before. This is my first time.
Stop saying that. Tina, you've been here last year. You were here with, don't make me go put up the stats. You were here with, what's her name?
Okay, but I wasn't by myself. It's a difference.
No, you weren't by yourself. No, you weren't by yourself. It is different. That is true. The focus wasn't just you and us having this conversation. Yes. You're right. Yeah. She stands corrected or stands right. I don't know how to say it. Tina, give a little. I said, author, motivational speaker,
yes.
business coach. Did I miss anything as it relates to those?
Well, first of all, Dale, I want to say congratulations on the new name. Congratulations on your show. I see you working hard. I see you showing up. You're doing the work. I am so stinking proud of you. All the awards, all the everything. Can we just make some noise? Write in the chat. Give Dale some kudos. I am your biggest fan. If you don't know, biggest fan. So thank you again for having me here. My coach said, girl. Okay, my coach didn't say girl. My girl said, Tina, you need to speak on more stages. You need to get in front of more people. And I'm like, And the first person I thought of was Dr. Dale. Why? Because I love the way you show up. Your emails, they attack me. When I see, I literally, and I'm not joking, I wait for your emails. Can you tell me when they come so I can prep myself? Because is there a certain time? Do you just throw them at us? When is there a system to your madness with the emails? Why are you laughing?
Because it was twice a month. Now it's once a month because I'm doing so much extra stuff. Tina, you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but Tina was my coach last year, and I shared all that, a lot of it in my conversations throughout the year, my podcast. But Tina, remember you said Dr. Dale just now. Remember when I didn't even want to call myself a doc, because I was like, I had just got my degree, and I was like, nobody don't know me yet. Man,
girl, you put that doctor in the end. I'll take it.
Tina is the on. She was pushing me towards. So that tells you, like, we're gonna get into all of it, but just to let you know that, man, the community, the power of community and support system and people. And I say in my courses that I'm recording, Tina, now that
Ooh,
I
she got courses now. Come through. Come. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I say that I I borrowed the belief of other people that believed in me more than I believed in myself. And once I borrowed that from everybody else around me, like everybody in the Breakfast of Champion crew, every single one of them, I borrowed their belief in me. And then once I started slowly, then I could stand on my own and believe in myself. So
Yes.
thank you, Tina. Thank you,
Yes,
Tina.
yes, yes. So you ask, what do I do? I like to say the other way, what don't I do? But the stat that you mentioned this morning when you talked about heart disease is the leading cause of death in Americans and women and black people. I'm just going to leave it at that. And that is my why. That is the foundation of everything that I do and say. Why? My father passed away at 49 years old. That is young. 49. His father died in his 30s, right? That is ridiculous. From what? A heart attack in his sleep. Something that could be prevented. High blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, all of these things can be avoided by simple diet and exercise. So that's how I actually got started. I'm a fitness professional. I absolutely love it. I got to tell you, a lot of mercy, a lot of mercy. This menopause crap is driving me to drink, but I'm here for it. It's a whole new platform. Let me tell you. But anyway, health and wellness is my jam, is the foundation, and I love to learn. Right? I don't have my doctorate yet, like Dr. Dale, right? But I do get all the studies in, and every year I like to focus on something. So life and health coaching is my main thing. Traumedy. That is me. When you think of Tina, when you think of stars, Tina, Traumedy should be right there on that bus.
Tina, what is traumedy? What is that?
Traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. I'm going to repeat that for those that are like, hey. Comedy is when the energies of a trauma and tragedy collide. Everyone gets it, everyone has, and they try to run away from them. This is the emotional intelligent coach, doctor, and she's going to let you know we all get it, but we have to face it. And that's what I do. I coach women mainly that go through some type of trauma or trauma and they're stuck, whether it's with their health, their wellness, their business, their relationships, whatever. I do one-on-one coaching. I do group coaching. I've got 2-day intensive. I've got workshops. I've got all sorts of things. And I'm so excited for my first American retreat. I say American because, I had a retreat in Bermuda, but
Yeah.
American's a bit different. So everything we're doing this year, Dale, is all about the retreat.
So okay, there's so much to jump into here, Tina. Before we get to the where you are today, as it relates to, you mentioned your father. You mentioned that started out being one of your whys. Is that fair to say?
Correct, 100%.
So,
and I didn't even know it. I think sometimes we do things, Dale, and we don't even know. Like, I'm exercising thinking I don't want to be fat, I want to be sexy, but in the core, it's because I want to make myself and my family safe and secure with the fitness.
So you jumped over so many things. You talked about menopause. You talked about your father. There right now. I mean, everybody is going through a lot in as it relates to the world, as it relates to their families, as it relates to their communities and their work and their job and their life and the kids, and all of the things are happening. I cannot imagine you don't have someone to coach you, to help you, to nurture that relationship with yourself. So Tina, you seem like you figured out exactly who you are as it relates to a lot of this stuff. So share a little bit about your why and your father and how that all collides to what you're doing today.
Exactly. I'm going to share a little. I've got a bigger traumedy, right? What we mentioned. God has gifted me my whole life with a lot of traumedies because 2016, I had my biggest one. But what you just mentioned, yes, last year, I made a conscious decision to just really look within because as a coach, I have to be that leader. I have to say, hey, you can do this because we have our ups, we have our downs. And February marked 9 years of my biggest traumedy. Spoiler alert, or if you're watching this, 9 years ago, it's been 9 years, Dale, that my son was tragically murdered. And every year I was like always doing stuff. I do events, I do huge things. Why do you think I did that? So I didn't think about it. Last year, I said I'm going to shut down. I didn't go on social media. But this year, I said, you know what? Actually, my daughter, you got to go even deeper. So I went to Tulum, Mexico with my daughter, and it
Yes,
was
I
it
saw
was
that.
beautiful. It was light. I did a cacao ceremony. That's what makes me want to go even deeper into my retreat. And I said things were so good, right? But the scales of life have to balance, right? We have those ups, and I was like, yes, you got this, girl. Oh, it's feeling good. I was telling everyone, I was like, this is the first year I didn't go into that low. Guess what happened last night, girl?
You went into that low.
I'm walking around and I feel this feeling. I'm like, what's going on? What, I'm like, is there a fire? It was just this uncomfortable feeling. I was like, is it stress? I'm like, I'm okay. Maybe you're anxious, Tina. I could not explain what it was. And I'm trying to figure it out. And next thing I know, I just start crying. I started thinking about my son, and I'm like, really? And and we get them, right? Those really hard. It was like, I'm on the floor in a ball, scrolling his pictures, and I'm out of breath. I'm like, okay, Tina, you know how to get out of this. I'm getting mad. I'm like, and I couldn't get myself out of it. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna lay in bed. And I laid in bed, closed my eyes with him in my hand, the phone, the picture. I'm still trying to get out of it, couldn't get out of it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to the gym. I go to the gym. So, like you said, in my first book, which is No More Traumedy, it shares what I've done over 9 years to get out of these funks, right? And I got out of the funk. And when I first started Dale, I legit would be crying for an hour straight. And not just like, I mean,
And the eyes get bulgy and
that
everything,
ugly,
and they
it's sweat, it's snot, it's like, it was disgusting. And I was like, okay, girl, you got to calm this down. So it was an hour, and then I knocked it down to 45 minutes, and then 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, ain't nobody got time for this. You got to think this was like 6 months later. Ain't nobody got time for all this crying, girl, right? If I lost weight for all the tears that came out, I'd be like super thin. But I knocked it down to 15 minutes. And I know you want to really get those emotions out. I know this now.
that's what I was gonna say.
You got
A
to
lot
get
of
them
people
out.
don't know that. A lot of people try to hide from it and run from it, but
Exactly, exactly.
you mentioned
So
earlier.
here's my little secret back then, Dale, because we can't be crying for hours. We don't have time for that. All right. I said, all right, Tina, 15 minutes. I'm going to give you 15 minutes for the hardest cry. And I had different picture folders in my phone, albums. And I just scroll and look at his pictures, listen to songs that remind, and I'm screaming and kicking and just like, all right, 15 minutes, let's go, get it together. Right. And a lot of people say fake it, FAKE, till you make it. I say fake it till you make it, but you have to extend that a little bit more. Faith it, FAITH, faith it till you make it. So the way I got through it is all in my book. You can go to Amazon, No More Traumedy, and it has all the tools, tips, and strategies of how to push through any trauma. That's how I got through it.
So Tina, let's talk to that person right now that's looking and saying that stuff like I can't read another book. Is it really going to help me? Will I really have get the answers that I need from it? I feel like I'm alone, like I'm going through this by myself. What do you say to that person?
To get it, not wanting to read is because sometimes we don't want to read. It takes a lot of time. I do have virtual courses, I do have group, I do have one-on-one, but you do need to share, right? You do need to speak, you need to open up. I can be reached anywhere, stars Tina, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, right? I do lots of videos for this. If you're able to get to a therapist, that's great. I've had various therapists. It comes to a point where you might get to the top of your therapist. It's happened to me 3 times where I had a therapist and they got me to as far as they could get me,
Good at me, right, right.
right?
Yep, I'm
Because
there
I'm
with
like,
you.
okay, all right, then I got it. So I'm past my third therapist. I'm like, okay, I'm good. But they come, you may need it. It's like your car needs a tune up every now and again. Your mind, your body may need a tune up every now and again. So if you're watching this and you're like, I'm stuck, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I can't get this weight gone. That's what I do, right? It sounds crazy. We have our morning classes, and Dale, I actually added a new feature to my program. Normally we have our fitness classes, which is 6 days a week, right? That's our Shooting Stars Collective. But I know there's
Mhm.
people who don't like getting up that early, or they may not know, but we have our tribe. And this is a very simple thing. It's $10 a month. You go to our Saturday classes, you're able to be right? Whether it's our WhatsApp group or Facebook group, that's our beginning. So that's where you can start to kind of get to know us and then gradually go up. Because I realized, Dale, just like you, I got a new client the other day. And I said, how did you hear about me? And she says, 3 years ago. I was like, what? Made me think of you, right? She said, 3 years ago, I heard you talk on Breakfast with Champions. And then I saw your workshops. And then I saw you with Lisa Nichols. And I was like, okay, so this stuff is paying off. Because no one's just going to pour their heart and soul out to you if they don't know you. So you can find me
Know,
everywhere.
like, and trust.
Yep.
Know, like, and trust. Tina, the we mentioned earlier that heart disease is one of the leading causes of death for women, not only in the United States, worldwide, according to the CDC. Uh, the risk factors as it relates to heart disease is high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, obesity, stress. These are all things that we can actually work on. What are your thoughts around them? What can they do?
100%. First of all, your vibe is your tribe. So, 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 so very important. Who are you hanging around? Right? I met with a client last night, and clients come, clients go, right? And she said the last time she said she had diabetes. The last time she did not have diabetes was when she was working out with me. Because what happens is we feel we're good. Oh, I got this. And then we try to do it on our own. We can, but it's hard, right? And when you have a community, when you have a tribe of people that keep you accountable, it's so much easier and it's fun, right? I remember when Dale would take class at first when I first met Dale, because she's young, she's a little young buck, and the young people think their body's gonna be popping it hot forever. But hello, when you hit that 52, all right, when you hit that 42, it's gonna hit a little different. You're gonna have to work out. Because I remember in my 20s, I'll be like, hey, I'll work out a bit. And then my 30s, I was like, oh, all right, let me stop. And then 40, kapow, 50, kapow. It's on like a brick, like concrete. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm a little jealous of the
Tina,
young people.
Tina. I remember when I joined your community, one of the reasons I said I joined it was because even though I may have looked fit on the inside, I
That
was
she wear
not.
these Daisy Dukes. She wear these little Daisy Dukes, shaking her little, because she's from the island, right? So she'd be popping it every Saturday morning. I'm like, with these bright colors, you think we were in freaking Honduras. I'm sorry, go ahead. Dale's fun. What can I say?
Yes, exactly, Miss G. Tina's over here preaching at me. I don't know she's talking to them, but she's.
Yeah, so exercise, get a group. So that's how you just gotta move. And you know what, Dale? It's little tiny changes. You gotta start slow. The compound effect, right? Today is Ash Wednesday. Yes, Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent. And I decided I'm not Catholic or anything, but I hear it's like the 40 days leading up to Easter. So I decided to focus on one thing towards my health and wellness for Lent for 40 days.
Yeah.
But 80% of the way you look is by what you're eating. I'm not going to ask what you're drinking, but if you got coffee, if
It's
you got
it's
soda, if you
tea.
got
It's tea,
okay,
Tina. It's
okay, I see
tea.
the tea bag. I see the tea. I don't want to come for you, but 80% of what you eat, what you drink is how you look. It's how you feel, right? And the other 10% is your genes. If your family has big belly and thighs, guess what? You're going to have big belly and thighs. That's why I'm like, really, grandma? And the other 10% is exercise. You can exercise till the cows come home. But if you're eating like crap, it's not going to work. Remember, Dale, when I wanted to focus on losing weight, I would be, whether it's from a trauma, a breakup, I'd be sweating so much you couldn't tell if it was tears or sweat. I'd be going. But it's all what you eat. So important.
So that means that what you're saying is that's you're sweating out the things that you are not.
100%. That's not serving you. So
The
the anger,
calories.
the calories, the anger, the pain. When I'm teaching my classes, depending on what it is, whether it's a spin class, whether it's a workout class, we're screaming. I want to hear you, right? I want to see the sweat. I want you to put that anger on the floor, put that stress, that husband getting on your nerves, your kids getting on your boss. You got to get it out of your body. Amazing book. We all know the body holds the score.
The body keeps score. Yeah.
Thank you. The
Yeah.
body keeps the score. Our body knows what we're going through, and you got to get it out. If not, you're going to get inflamed. You're going to be tight. If you're wondering why you're all swollen and fluffy, you got the anger in there. You got to get it out.
100%. I can definitely attest to that because when I had first started Tina's class, I was sweating like a dog, and you feel sore the next day because I don't want to feel no pain. I like the soreness. Tina,
Yes.
because of you, I like the soreness and I look forward to the soreness. And when I'm not sore, then I'm like, okay, so that means based on what Tina said, it's time to level up to the next,
Yes.
to the
Grab
next.
some heavier weights. Are you grabbing those 20s? You got those 25 pounds weight? When you got the 20s and the 30s, your body is you looking great.
It's true. It's so very true. So, okay, so Tina, okay, so pouring into you mentioned the body, we mentioned the soul, faith, it, right? We talk, and then now the mind.
Yes. So yes,
There's
mind,
so much you
body,
can say
soul.
about mind. If Tina, would you? Is it fair to say that if the mind is not in the right place, you can't even begin to address the soul and the body, or is it the other way around?
You're 100% right. You guys know when I first met Dale, she says she does EI, and I'm like, she don't know what she's talking about. That's no such word. She's talking about AI. I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm like, what is she talking about? EI. Remember? I'm like, poor child. She doesn't even know what she's talking about.
Remember that conversation?
But no, seriously, your mind, that's what's good. Your mindset is so, so very important. Mind, body, soul. That's why I actually changed the name of my business. Elite Stars. I had a modeling company back in the day. Modeling and fitness was all about elite stars. Then Elite Stars Fitness. And it's like, yeah, you're safe. Let's go. And I think because I was fighting everything, fighting the pain of a breakup, fighting the pain of divorce, of my father dying, of domestic violence, just like fighting, fighting, fighting. And it was like Tina Turner. No mejor Mexico. Remember that part in the movie? No mejor.
All of
No,
the noise, all of the noise.
you gotta
Uh,
quiet the noise. So when I quieted the noise, and my coach said, because you got to have a coach, no matter what you want to do. I don't care who you are. If you want to be better than you are, you have to have a coach on the outside looking in. My coach said, Tina, you should write a book. I'm like, I don't want to write a book. I don't need a book. I wrote the book, first book. When this book came out, everyone was supporting me. I got one girl to buy 100 books because she wanted to donate them to different women. By the way, if you didn't get your book, go to Amazon, get the book. And then
no
when
more
this book,
traumedy.
no
No
more
more
trauma.
traumedy.
Yes. Now, Dale, when this book came out, someone called me and she's like, because there's a lot of shootings in school, all this stuff with children, and she's like, girl, children have trauma too. And I was like, in my mind, what's that got to do with me? Like, not to say I didn't care, you know.
But you were trying to
Um,
see the connection. You're like, what's the
exactly.
connection?
I didn't say everyone was like, Tina, stay in your lane. Tina, do one thing. Tina. And I'm like, I'm trying to do one thing. But everything's calling me. I'm really trying to do one thing. It's so hard. So when the book came out, I love to speak. I want to be a speaker. God has gifted me with a gift. I won all these awards. I did Lisa Nichols. I'm like, hey. So I called the school that I work with, that I have a nonprofit with, and I said, I just want to speak to the children. I just want to do an assembly. If you remember, I loved assemblies when I was in school. She said, sure, you can speak at a school. I spoke at the school. That same day, another school called me. Can you speak here? And I'm like, yeah, this is in New Jersey. I live in Florida right now. I'm
Yes.
like, great. And then I decided, okay, it felt like they needed more, right? The children's program, I decided to do the same thing as adults, but to bring it down for kids. And 3 features with the children's program, Dale. The first one is to teach children how to understand their feelings. Like, what am I feeling? Because a lot of people, adults as well, don't understand what they're feeling. How did I do it? I got an emoji board and I had them choose, how do you feel? That's the first step. After they figure out what they're feeling, the second,
I have
express
something
it.
like that here.
Express how you're feeling. Tell people, share it. And then the last thing is we taught the kids how to overcome their stress, anxiety, depression, whether it's journaling. Is that your emoji faces?
Yeah, like this.
Ooh,
It
love
tells you
it.
it depending on the what is it that you're feeling, and then the little monkey has different faces and stuff.
Oh, there's a widow monkey. And from that tale came the next book.
No
Traumedy No
more.
More for Kids. This is my third book devoted to children. And I've been talking in different schools in New Jersey, in Florida. I've been speaking. And again, I forgot the question we were talking about, but that's okay. We're talking about
No, we're
get,
talking the kids and how it kind of
yeah.
transition and move from, because the mind, right? It's not only
Yes,
adults
the
that go
mindset.
through,
Thank you.
right? It's
Yes,
not
thank
only
you.
the adults that go through these aches and pains. And from my understanding, suicide is one of the leading causes for with kids, with
I
teenagers.
gotta stop you. I gotta stop you. So the last day that I did four programs in New Jersey, and I like to
Mhm.
do a recap because I want to make sure people are actually
Yeah,
learning stuff. So I
yeah,
said to the kids, "Tell me what you've learned. What happens when you don't tap into your emotions?" I had the little emoji board up, and this one little girl, she's a sixth grader, 12
yeah,
years old.
yeah.
She says, "When you don't tap into your feelings, you can commit suicide and die." Dale, there were 75 kids in front of me. There was a principal and another teacher. In my mind, I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Oh my God, I can't believe she said, I'm freaking out in my mind. I'm standing in front and I look around the room and I looked at her and I was like, really, girl? That's how, and this is in the first 5 minutes of me being in front of these students, right? Because I'm very hot, honest, open, and transparent with the kids. Like they know that my son was murdered. They went to the school they went to, right? So they all understand it. And teaching them how to tap into their field. And we're actually doing a program for the children now because they don't teach this in schools. And the principal told me the biggest issue they have, it's not that they don't want it, they don't have time to teach it to the kids. They barely have time for the regular topics. So, that's why I go so hard. My why is so big, right? Your why has to be so big, it scares you, and I can't do this alone, right? That's why if you're watching this and you're interested in supporting and coaching and anything, please, whatever state you're in, let me know. You can coach in your state. If you're in New Jersey, I got my New Jersey crew. New Jersey crew is cool, but, but, it's a lot. I know.
It's Tina, you said so much right now. And when you mentioned what the officials or the teacher and the principal said that they have no time, at the end of the day, you have time for what you prioritize, right?
Yes.
And people have kids, people all over the world. Kids are going through things, and even though they're like, oh, they have youth on their side, they don't need to worry about anything. The what you grew up and how you grew up and how we grew up, and the generations from before, it's not the same. In every society and generation is different. And the best thing I've learned that you can do is get to know them so you can understand how to approach it, because you can't pour into them if you don't understand them. Would you agree with that?
100%. I actually, because of the children's book, by the way, this is on Amazon as well, Traumedy No More for Kids. I do a show dedicated just for children on Wednesdays with a play therapist. And
Oh,
she is a play therapist. I've learned so much from her. And pretty much, my daughter teaches to 5-year-olds meditation. Like, Miss D, can we meditate? And the wild thing is, Dale, she lives in California and she teaches at two different schools. One is in Englewood and one is in Pasadena. Let's
yeah.
just say Pasadena is a very private school and Englewood's a very different school. And she tells me how she talks with them. And the other day I was in the car with my niece, and again, what us as parents give to our children, my daughters taught my grandmother how to meditate. My niece is in the car like this as my mother's playing the music. I look at the back seat, she's like just breathing. At 8 years old, I'm like, what are you doing? But that's what we have to do, right? We have to start when they're young. And the one thing that I love that the play therapist Allison says is we have to teach them when they're young, right? Parents, it is our responsibility and let the generational crap stop with you. Like, no more. Get off those freaking tabs, whatever, and teach them how to breathe, teach them how to do other. And that's what's cool about this book, Dale. The back of this book, just like this book has stuff for adults, this one has stuff for kids. So it teaches them how to make slime, how to journal, how to color, how to. I have a cool little thing in here. We call this the feel wheel. And in the feel wheel, it's a circle here with emotions. There's 6 main emotions, and then it breaks those emotions down even more. So how are you feeling? And then you get to write it down. So there's a lot of fun stuff in here if you want to, like, where to start start. This is where you can start for kids. This is where you can start for adults. They're both on Amazon, or go to my website, which is I am stars with a Z Tina, and everything is there.
My goodness, Tina, every single, and the thing about it is this stuff this is not going away. It's not, is it, we're gonna have this. We need practices, we need tips, we need all of this. For Tina mentioned your mind, your body, because this is the only place you're gonna live, right? And then your soul. So speak to us a little bit about your soul as it relates to closing it out, closing out, these three main. You got the mind, you got the body. How does the soul play a little bit part in it before we get out of
Yes.
here?
Yes, before we get out of here. So the mind, as we mentioned, is the mindset. The body is exercise. And the soul, I like to say, is with the faith, depending on who you are, right? You may believe in God. You may not believe in God. I believe there's one and only God. I'm sure there's only one God. And my relationship with God has been up and down, right? He's my bro, but sometimes he gets on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, really, dude, again? But he's my best friend, right? You have to really tap it in. Last year, and I give most of the credit to Angeline and another friend who actually bought me a Bible. Angeline and my daughter as well. They make being Christians with faith cool. They like, she'll say something like, I cuss a little, but I love Jesus. All right. I cuss a little. There's this other girl I know. She's like, the devotionals for ratchet women. I'm like, what? So they make it look cool. Because sometimes I remember when I first got my Bible, like, I am not going to be one of those Bible thumping women. Now I got my little Bible, going to church on Sunday. But you have to go at your pace, right? I'm changing the
Right.
music. I'm changing the music I listen to, but your faith, right? That's where it comes with your soul. What does your soul tell you? Go with your feelings, right? I am a feeling person. If the feeling's not right, please, I
The
am
vibe,
out the
it
door.
has, yeah.
That's why I think Dale and I mesh so much. We're both Scorpios. All the Scorpios out there, woo, 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 woo. You know, but but yeah, my soul. I just really tapped in a lot more to my faith. By the way, Transformation Church, Pastor Mike online. I absolutely love it, love it. I'm a whole new woman now, girl. Low key, don't laugh at me, guys. So when I was younger, am I the only person whose parents make you go to church all day long, maybe on a Wednesday night? So I stopped going to church for a long time. So I think now, Dale, I think I'm trying to make up for all the years I haven't gone. So Sunday, I'll go to like 2, 3 services online. I'll go in person. I'm like, I'm here. No, but seriously, you got to find what works for you. So with the
I
soul
think
for
I
favor.
think people think that they have to go, when they go to God or go to church, they feel like they have to be perfect. And that
Hmm.
couldn't be anything worse than
So
wrong,
true. So
right?
true.
You don't have to become perfect to God. God already made you perfect. You just have to start
Exactly.
accepting what he already believed,
Exactly.
what he already put in place inside of you. Right?
Yes.
That's my thoughts on that. Tina, I know you have a little breath work for us. You have something for us
Yes,
before we
yes.
get out of
I'm
here?
gonna close you guys with some breath work. And just to wrap up everything that we just said, Elevate 360. Elevate 360 is my brand. That's my new name. We've transitioned from Elite Stars. Why? Because I've grown, just like a glimpse of growth. It's a glimpse of growth. And everything I do from my beginning tribe, what we're doing this entire year, is going to lead to our retreat, which is going to be in November in Tampa, Florida. And today I'm going to give you a little sample of one of the things we're going to be doing. And I'm speaking with the facilitators, and girl, it's going to be litty lit, but it's also going to be
Calming and refreshing and
so
inspirational.
calming. Yes, I mean, I'm not saying I can't, but they're a lot better than me. Like, they've done retreats in Jamaica,
Oh.
one of the ladies, she was talking to me yesterday, and she's like, we're gonna have a harp. She's like, yeah, I can bring my harpist, and we can do cacao, and we can do tapping, and we can do. I'm like, ooh, yes, girl, yes. So I'm loving it. I'm not that advanced. I'm not. I'm gonna just give us a little quick do breath work right here, okay? And I want you to use this. I was gonna say death work, breath work when you're anxious, when you're stressed, when you're depressed, when you're angry, any emotion that's like, "Arr!" use it. Now, I got to be honest with you, it may not work because last night it was not working with me. I was like, it was, I'm
It's a
like, God,
start. No, it's a
it's a
start.
start. It's a start. Get the book for all the things. It's a start. But Yeah, there's layers to it. There's layers to this thing called traumedy. But anyway, what I want you to do right now is I want you to come to the edge of your seat. All right, bring your shoulders up, back down, and around. Make sure your feet are solid on the floor, and put your hands on your lap. Now, with your hands, I want you to put your palms down if you feel you need to be grounded. Most of the time, I need to be grounded because I'm all up here. Hands down if you need to be grounded. If you feel you're super, super low and your energy is low, I want you to bring your palms up. If you don't know where you are, put one up, down, one, one up, one down if you're here. Bring your shoulders up, back, down, and around. And I want you to make sure your spine is neutral. So I don't want your chin here. I don't want it here. Pretend there's an egg under your chin and there's a pole pulling you up, 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 up. Roll your shoulders back. And I just want you to close your eyes. And I like to have my thumb and my middle finger touching while I'm here. And I take a nice deep inhale through your nose and exhale it out your mouth. There's so many different types of breath work. We're going to do a simple one, which is lion's breath. Box breathing is one of my favorite, but you can go to my site for that. But we're going to do lion's breath right now. Keep your eyes closed, please. And we're going to pretend you're in your favorite place, whether that's the island of Hawaii, Jamaica, Honduras, Bermuda. Maybe it's in the park of your local town. And I want us to start tapping into all of our feelings, whether it's your sight, you feel the sun on your face, the wind in your hair. And when we inhale, we're going to inhale all wonderful feelings, everything that makes you smile, whether it's the sun, flowers, chocolate cake, whatever it is for you. That's what you're going to think about when you're inhaling. And then when you exhale, we're going to exhale anything that's not serving us, whether it's the pain in your shoulder and you want to put the breath to that part of your body that's not feeling good. So let's go for, and it's a lion's breath. So when you exhale, I'm going to need you to open your mouth as wide as you can and stick your tongue out like a lion, really loud. So we're going to do a few of those right now. Take a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth side out. Great, Dale. Let's do that again. One more. Inhale. Open your mouth side out. Stay here with me. Put one hand on your stomach, one hand on your heart. Keep your eyes closed. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth side out. And for this final breath, when you inhale, I want you to let your belly expand. And when you exhale, let the belly come in. Final lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale. That's my closing thought for you when you're feeling anxious, stressed, depressed. Do a little breath work. I am Stars Tina. So grateful for being here with you today, Dale. Thank you. Thank you. You can go anywhere. I am Stars Tina, my website, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. Actually, do me a favor. Give me some digital currency, guys. Get over to YouTube. Please, please, please. Stars Tina and subscribe. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you. Thank you. Each and every single person that this is going to listen to, know that you are seen, you are worth it, and you need to invest in yourself. This is Women's Health Month. So let this month be a start of a new you. We're about to close out Q1, and maybe it's time for you to kind of see things in a different way and let your health be a focus. Tap into Tina. Tina have everything from your mind, your body, your soul. You heard it. And that's just a 30-minute conversation. Imagine what you can get in, days, hours, just being in her community, right? So that's all we got for you. We'll see you guys.
I forgot, Dale.
What are we doing?
This Saturday,
I knew you were doing something else.
I forgot. This Saturday, free workshop. Sign up.
Thank you so much, Michi, for being in here, and everybody else that's watching later or now. Thank you, and you got it. You got all of the value. So we'll see you guys not next week. Tina and I are going somewhere next week. Where are we going next week? Oh, next week we're going to Aspire. Yes, we're going to Community vet.
I get to hug you.
You see, community. This we're not telling
Watch
you
out, because
something.
we're gonna be doing a lot of lives, so make sure you watch, okay? It's gonna be party.
You see, we're not telling you one thing and doing another. We are actually doing what we're saying. So there you go. We'll see you guys on the 19th, I guess. Bye.
Thank you for being here and supporting this channel. If you enjoyed this episode and this content, it would mean a lot to me if you would take a few seconds to ensure you are subscribed to A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. Click the notification bell to receive notification. Share it with someone you think may need it. And let's continue to become more intelligent with our emotions. Thank you. See you later.